As if we really needed any more information to tell us the disparity when it comes to looking at climate change and essentially class relations in the world. Some more information that is very relevant to this has recently come out. Now, a new report in Nature and Climate Change shows the wealth disparity in pollution damaging the environment and driving global warming. According to this report, the top 10% of wealthiest people in the world are responsible for about half of all greenhouse gas emissions currently plaguing the world. That's right. The top 10% are responsible for basically half of all the pollution that is going out into the world that is driving the climate change crisis. Now, that is some serious, serious privilege right there. And not only that, the poorest 50% of the world's population, like literally the poorest 50%, like the third world, are responsible for only 1/10 of the world's global emissions. If that doesn't give you a real clear understanding of the divide between the first and the third world. I mean, never mind between worker and bourgeoisie. Between the first and the third world, this is it. That those who live in the global south are basically causing almost nothing. Half of the world's population is only responsible for 1/10 of all the pollution that's coming out, whereas the wealthier 50% are responsible for the rest of it, and the wealthiest 10% are responsible for almost half. That is astronomical. That is unbelievable. And I almost didn't even believe this when I actually saw it. Now, this actually occurs while regions with historically low emissions, that being these poorest areas, the lowest emissions and income levels, are typically the ones that are most frequently and severely exposed to the climate impacts. Every time we hear about how there's been like a tornado or a tsunami or some kind of bizarre weather occurrence as a result of global warming, almost always it's somewhere in the global south, where it's wiped out a ton of crops, where it's caused massive flooding that's killed hundreds of people or something like that. It's pretty much the third world that's carrying the bulk of the damage as a result of global warming, while the vast majority of those who deny that global warming is a problem are sitting comfortably in the first world, basically ignoring the effects. This is even while there's record number of forest fires that occur as a result of heat waves and droughts, many of them in their own backyards, and they just ignore them. But they still have that luxury of being able to just simply ignore that this devastation is going on. And that is a form of serious privilege, to be able to go day to day and just not even notice that global warming is even taking place. And that speaks very much to the conditions of the first world as it is. Now, they say that most of the pollution is coming through private consumption and investments. That, let's call it what it is. It's capitalism. This is basically it. Capitalism. Capitalism has caused this. Every single time there is some significant resistance to global warming, it's always somebody saying, it's a communist conspiracy. It's somebody so hopelessly ideologically wedded to capitalism. The entire system is driven by capitalism. Never mind what's actually causing it. The global economic system, which is actually causing it, is capitalism. There is no denying that. There is no denying that the global economic system is capitalism, and the global economic system is what is causing it. That is what is driving this pollution. That is what is driving every single bit of resistance to acknowledging that global warming is actually real. So you have the biggest of the bourgeoisie acknowledging, oh, global warming is real. This is a real threat. This could kill us all, and it would cost us astronomical amounts of money. We better do something about it. So instantly people think, oh, it's a conspiracy by the elite. Like literally, they think the elite are incapable of recognizing a problem and wanting to do something to deal with it. I mean, of course, they're not going to be able to effectively do anything because everything they're going to do is basically to defend capitalism itself and make sure that it survives more actually than people do. They want to make sure that the economic system survives global warming more than the actual public does. But, that's kind of the point. Let me put this into perspective. In the past 2 decades, climate change has resulted in an annual average of $143 billion in damages per year. And there's a big debate on who should actually pay for that. That includes crop losses, damage to infrastructure, loss of life, etc. But that's every year due to global warming, something that allegedly doesn't exist. Now, here's a bit more very specific information. Counterfactual emissions were converted into GMT using simple climate model magic and subsequently translated into grid cell-level realizations of climatic variables using Mesmer MTP, a counterfactual CO2 emissions pathways. Historic emissions without contributions from selected emitter groups in 1990, meridian GMT levels for historic and counterfactual emissions pathways along the 5th and 95th confidence intervals derived from 600 ensemble members reference present day and counterfactual distributions at a single grid using temperature as an example. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but it is demonstrating some of the damage that is being done to the world as a result of this. As we are being fed countless narratives of there being no such thing as global warming, we're watching $143 billion in damage go by. As what 98% of all climate scientists are warning us is coming, is right in our face, is knocking on our doors. How many hurricanes, unnatural hurricanes, have to actually hit Florida before they get it through their head? I mean, this is absolutely insane what it is that we have to go through in order to acknowledge the damage that's being done to the world. And to know that it's the richest, most powerful people in the world that are driving climate change. And they are the ones with the most power to do something about it. And they are the ones that are failing to do something about it. I mean, forget the regular bottom level person who has basically almost no ability to do something that are denying that global warming exists. I mean, they're just idiots in general, but they have no actual power. But the people with power in society, with power in the world, are failing to do anything. And knowing that they are the actual problem. Meanwhile, you got regular everyday people screaming about conspiracies about the World Economic Forum when they don't even know what that is. Screaming about the World Bank doing this or doing that, and when they don't even know the first thing about banking or how banking actually works. It's just utterly, completely disgusting. But this study, which is linked in the description, will give you far more information than I've given you here about the sheer disparity of who is causing global warming in this society and how badly it is that we really, really need to do something about it.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.